Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to my first official battle report of Age of Sigmar. Now, a little bit of a disclaimer here. I have played about 2 games just to get a feel of the rules before I actually went ahead and did this game, but you will see a lot of rules mistakes pop up. Regardless, this is 900 points of Idoneth Deepkin versus the Legion of Blood. Now, to have a look at my opponent's army, the Idoneth Deepkin, we've got 10 Nomadi Thralls with a Icon Bearer. We also have a pair of independent Achillean Alopexes, 3 Ishnan Guard, the guys with the overpowered as fuck shields, 10 Nomadi Reavers with an Icon Bearer. We also have a Tidecaster with the Pressure of the Deep spells. We have a Soul Render, and he has the Lord of Storm and Sea Warlord trait. He is the general of the entire thing. As for my army, I have 900 points of the Legion of Blood. I have a White King acting as the general, and he has the Walking Death Warlord trait. Behind him we've got 5 Graveguard with Great White Blades and Full Command as his personal bodyguard. I've also brought a 10-man skeleton unit with Full Command. I have another one just like it on the other side. And in the middle you have this sweet unending horde of zombies, 40 of them to be exact, with a Noisemaker and a banner. In front of them we've got 3 Vodgeists with a Vampire Lord. Now, he has the Amethystine wings. He has magic wings. The idea behind giving the Vampire Lord the magic wings bullshit stuff is mainly to make him an assassin unit, since it does cause a lot of damage once he's in close combat with his spirit-possessed blades. And the intention with having him with the Vodgeist is making them his personal bodyguard, so to speak. This can be kind of useful for sniping out, for example, the Alopexes or the characters that can cause a lot of problems in the end. Now, having a look at the table of itself, this is kind of a city in a graveyard. We have 1 objective behind this building, another one being the tomb in the middle there, and another one far off to the side over there. 3 objectives, and we're deploying on the left-hand side and the right-hand side, as you can see here. On the diagonal side, so to speak. And the left and right pillar is actually where you're supposed to deploy it. Now, to have a look at the roll-off here, I have the red die, so I actually lost that one. The Idoneth finished their deployment first, and they did kind of go for a defensive sort of situation. I wasn't all too surprised by it. A Alopex on the side, probably ready to gash out. The Reavers behind his spellcaster probably take position in the building. A cavalry unit in the rear to get ready to lash out, his infantry behind them, and another Alopex with a general on the right hand flank. So he has good flank protection and, well, a pretty good standard to get started, at least wait for my real attack to commence. And it's a pretty sound tactic, to be honest, but he could have used it a little bit more aggressively, I think. Now looking at the Legion of Blood deployment, as you can see, my huge blob of 40 zombies up front to act as a meat shield. On the left side, I've got some skeletons, 10 of them, and to the right, I've got the Graveguard in the rear, followed by more skeletons. I wasn't sure exactly how I was going to use these, so I thought like, just push up the wall of meat to grab the central objective and put some pressure on the enemy. My Vampire Lord and Vodgeists on the right side. Now to roll off for the initiative for the first turn, I've got the red dice. The Idoneth did have the advantage of finish off deployment, however, a 4 will not cover it. Legion of Blood, turn 1. So in my first turn, I just decided to run with everything, and apparently I had the zombies from World War Z or something, because everyone rolled a 6. So that dash really gave me the opportunity to tank shock the enemy, in other words just overwhelming him with numbers. Pushing up the zombies and my skeletons, grabbing 2 objectives in the first turn, which is incredibly useful for me. The Graveguard is just hanging behind, trying to act as a operational reserve just in case I get flanked. But the zombies themselves should be enough to bog him down for a few turns. I do have the Vodgeist and the Vampire Lord still hiding over here, just in case I were to get flanked by the Alopex. Rolling over to the Idoneth Deepkin, I think my tank shock actually worked there, because he took defensive position instead of actually charging out to stop the onslaught. The Reavers did not really get enough movement because they ran to get into the building, and the cavalry moved up on the left side, so I am anticipating a flanking charge there. However, he did start to fire at the zombies with his reavers. 4 of them could shoot, and it did kill 2 of them. His Tidecaster also cast the Arcane Bolt, which I failed to dispel, killing another one of these zombies. Both of his Alpexes fired their repeater harpoon launcher bullshit stinging-a-ding-dongs. They killed 4 of my zombies. The final kill count are 6 zombies are now down, for the moment. Rolling for the initiative turn 2, and I failed that, so the Idoneth Deepkin do have the initiative at this time. Now back with the top turn 2 for the Idoneth Deepkin. The Reavers moved up a little bit to get a better fire position against the central objective. The Namarti Thralls ran out and crashed into close combat against the zombies in central objective, supported by the general. The Ishling Guard failed their charge and tried to move up on the side. The Alopexes took a shot at the zombie horde, killing 6 of them, which was a very lucky shot, and another 2 got killed by the Reavers. Into the close combat itself, the Namarti slayed 10 goddamn zombies. However, in the return, the zombies killed 5 Thralls. One of the zombies came back through the newly dead, and the Soul Render decided to toss back 1 of the Thralls. One objective is controlled by Deepkin, 1 is contested, and 1 is unclaimed, however it's very much within my reach. On to the bottom of turn 2 with the Legion of Blood. I moved up my left skeleton unit to grab the objective. Another one is trying to get around the entire horde over there. 5 zombies were resurrected through the deathly invocation of the Vampire Lord and White King, which was enough to kill the rest of the Namarti, even though I lost 7 more zombies. The Thralls are, in other words, destroyed in its entirety. To the right, we've got the Fangmora Eels, the Ishlan Guard, being attacked by the White King, his Graveguard, the Vampire Lord, and his Volgeists, completely butchering them. Almost completely, at least I should say. They have 1 left with 1 wound. In return, he killed 2 Graveguard. Rolling for the initiative on turn 3, I fucked up entirely and rolled a 1, and the Deepkin decided to roll a 3, winning the initiative there. At the top turn of 3, the Fangmora Eel rider over there, he did put up a good fight, killing 2 of the Graveguard, in other words, wiping out that entire unit. But it was killed in the end anyway, freeing up my Vargas, which was kind of advantageous for me. However, he did outflank my zombies with both of his Alopexes. He did kill 2 of them with a combined fire of the Reavers, and the harpoon launchers, which is kind of shit. However, 10 of them got killed in close combat by the Monster Sharks, which is just a new version of Sharknado, I think. I am unsure why, but he decided to throw in his Soul Run in close combat there, since he only really killed 1 of them, so we endangers him as well. And my zombies failed to do goddamn anything. On to the end of the third turn here. The Vorgeist and the White King crashed into close combat with the Alopex. I actually managed to kill the one of the Alopexes, whilst the White King attacked the Soul Runner, caused me 1 wound to him. I lost 8 of my zombies in that close combat. I'm not sure why he didn't place more of the attacks against my Vorgeist, as it did knock one of them down 2 wounds. My skeletons are moving up on the sides. And my Vampire Lord used his magic wings, the Epstein Pinions, flew over the building and attacked the Tidecaster, knocking him down to 2 wounds, did not get any damage in return. I think my opponent made a bit of a mistake focusing so much of his firepower against the zombies, since they kind of die and come back and die and come back and die and come back and do nothing else but that. And they don't really cause that much damage, so I think he could have killed a lot more Vargas with his Alopexes. Again, rolling for the initiative for the 4th turn. Once more, I fail it. Top turn 4. The Ties of Death aren't really helping the Idoneth at all in this moment. His Reavers decide to rush out to grab the objective, whilst the Tidecaster decide to break from combat, retreat, and fall back away from the Vampire Lord. And in the central combat there, the Alopex killed 4 zombies, and the Soul Runner killed another 3, so now we're down to 1 zombie, but it still goddamn doesn't fail his morale test. Employee of the week, everybody. And the Soul Runner was knocked down to 2 wounds in this moment. On to my part of the turn. The fight for the central objective continues, with 4 of the zombies being returned through deathly invocation of the White King and Vampire Lord. However, 4 of them also got killed by the Alopex. The Soul Render and the White King fought against each other and achieved pretty much the same thing, that being nothing. The Vargeist, on the other hand, fought against the Shark, knocking him down to 4 wounds. So I'm not really sure why he decided to focus so much on the zombies, seeing as they keep coming back all the goddamn time. He could have used a lot more of that power to kill the Vargeists, just saying. The skeletons on the other side are trying to chase down the Reavers, who are rushing for the objective on the right side. The Vampire Lord tossed a arcane bolt into the back of the Tidecaster and killed him through close combat. Or her, I don't really know. It's elves, you never know. I hold one objective on the left side, the central objective is contested, and the right objective is unclaimed. Rolling for the initiative on turn 5, and I finally get the fucking initiative. Starting out turn 5 in a really nice way. Those are two very, very dead sharks. They were finally brought down in the combat of the central objective over there. Was the Vargeists managed to knock down 3 of its wounds, and the killing blow actually came from one of the zombies, which is kind of impressive. 3 of those resurrected, by the way, thanks to the White King's Deathly Invocation. He also managed to kill the Soul Redder through the Beheading Strike, and seeing as he has the Walking Death Warlord trait, he also caused D3 mortal wounds at that. And that was 9 mortal wounds. I guess Soul Redder had 2 wounds left, so he's like really fucking dead. And the rest of close combat was resolved by that, and I hold the center objective as well. The zombies have really been a great tar pit so far. The skeletons kept moving up to grab the last objective, whilst the Vampire Lord decided to charge into the Reavers, killing one of them in close combat, failing to cast the Arcane Bolt. And he did not really get any wounds in return. Over to the bottom of turn 5, the Deepkin decided to counterattack the Vampire Lord, which failed horribly since he killed 3 of the Reavers. They did cause 1 wound, which was negated due to the blood feasting of the Vampire Lord. At this point, the Deepkin player, seeing as he has 4 Reavers left, just surrenders. And that is a Legion of Blood victory. Now, looking at the game in hindsight, I think the Idoneth player's main mistake was to just take my bait hook, line, and sinker, that being the blob for the zombies. He really should have focused a little bit more on the Vargeists, seeing as they cost a lot more damage. They kill his Achilleans, they kill, well, basically the Alopex and the Fangorial Riders, and that did cause me a lot more problems in the end. And he did lose his Nomordi very early, but I think that's more of a cost due to just short into close combat with the zombies. At first, underestimating them, seeing as well, even when you got 40 zombies, they're only going to hit on 3s and wound on 3s. Kill one of them and they're down to 4s and 4s. And that's not really a big issue when they fight with Nomordi Thralls, seeing as they have 3 attacks against targets with 1 wound. Which in turn kind of made him underestimate them a lot. However, they do come back. That's the problem, I think, due to Deathly Invocations from the Viking and Vampire Lord who was nearby. And as such, he could knock down like 5 of them, and 4 of them came back up. And it was just this game of eternity. And I think that's kind of what caused him a lot of problems in the end. Personally, I was a little bit unsure before the game whether I should pick having 40 zombies or 20 zombies and 5 Black Knights. I think that was a very good call in the end, because the zombies obviously were very good. He didn't really get the chance to properly steal the objectives due to the investment he put in against the zombies. I think he could have used his Alopexes and cavalry to attack the side units, for example the skeletons on the left flank, which never really got into close combat. They just sat on the objective the entire game. He could have easily stolen that objective with a proper charge from the Ishling Guard. And that is pretty much everything I have to say about the game. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you around next time.